Facebook. Hey, Facebook. How you doing?
Hey, Facebook.
This is your favorite Ruby girl, Kay, and I have this wonderful, loving, anointed guest with me tonight, and her name is Brandi Sholar. Did I say it right?
You said it
I get an A already for the night. Brandy, it is so awesome to see you. I have not seen you since the leadership tour. You're looking wonderful. You looking prosperous, and I am so excited to interview you tonight. How are you doing?
doing awesome. I'm feeling good and I am fully activated.
I like that. She says she's fully activated. She's not
Fully activated.
partially activated. She's fully activated.
Fully activated.
So Brandy Sholar is an entrepreneur. She's an author. She's a boutique owner. Let me see. What else is she? Help me out. She's a coach. And
Uh-huh.
what are your other nine things that you do? Just kidding.
I'm a life coach, a business coach. I own my tax company, income tax company. A lot of pretty things under my belt.
Girl, I'm just trying to do half of what you do. Okay.
It's possible. It is possible. If I can do it, you can do it.
Amen. So I want you to go on my Facebook page, find this video, and forward it. Is it forward? Yeah, I think it's forward to your page or post
Okay.
it so that your people can see it on their page. I might have to make it public. So let me
Okay.
see. So while you're doing that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce everybody to my products that I have. It's gonna be like a, I guess you could say a mini commercial.
Okay.
Okay. So let me look on Facebook, make sure it's public because if it's not public,
I can
you
share
can't
it.
share it. Oh, it's allowing you to share it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's fantastic. Because sometimes it just won't do it. But I'm gonna make sure that it's public though. Because it's funny how Zoom has changed so much that it used to be it would stick. I make always make it public, but for some reason it go back to just friends. All right. So
Okay.
all right, since you prepared for that, let me
Oh,
get started. Let me give you my mini commercial. So I am Karen Dye. I am the CEO of His Designs LLC. My brand is Ruby Girl. So I sell t-shirts, I sell bra wallets. Whatever God put on my mind, my heart to do, I do. So the first thing that I want you to know that I invented is the bra wallet. Check it out. It is so cool, y'all. Now this one says tough girl and it's based off Philippians 4 and 13. So you just clip it here. I always like to demonstrate and you just make it disappear and that's it. You have to worry about your credit cards being safe, your ID, none of that, Brandy. It's all right here, real tuck, real secure. Nobody even know you got it on, and it's sanitary. And so,
yes. Yes. I
I,
love it.
so I also have Ruby Girl, which can go with your T-shirt. It matches exactly. How many people have a purse that match exactly with their T-shirt? See,
Exactly.
nobody said anything. So also I got tough girl, got my signature lips on it. So for those
Yes.
that are bad, that's sassy, that the enemy tried to take out, but you like, I'm a tough girl. I
That's
got this.
right.
Ain't that you, Brandy?
Yes, that's
That's
me.
Brandy. And so finally, here's my
Oh, yes.
t-shirt. Ruby Girl based on Proverbs 31 and 10. And that makes you a priceless princess. Proverbs 31 and 10 say, who can find a virtuous woman for her price is far above the price of a ruby. We are so valuable.
Amen. Yes, we
Ah,
are. Yes,
yes.
we are. And you know what?
Mhm.
I posted on my Facebook a selfie and I told everyone to drop a selfie and just say, I am worthy.
You
I
know, you
am worthy.
You are so positive. That's what I like about you. But before we get started, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody that's watching.
I am Brandi Sholar, 5 time selling best author. I'm a life coach, a business coach, a mentor, a motivational speaker, an inspirational speaker. And I'm the owner of Uptown Tax Pros and Uptown Fashion Wear.
Oh, wow. And you had some good news today.
I do. I have some good news. I just
I don't know if
closed
you
on
want to
my
share,
I
but
just
go ahead.
closed on my office suite today. It's very beautiful. Nice reception area. I can look right out of my window, looking over the overpass with all the cars, and it is beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
Oh, that is so awesome. I saw pictures of it on your page and it's
Yes,
absolutely
yes. I
gorgeous. It
closed on it
really is.
today. Yes.
Congratulations. I mean,
Thank
you just
you.
don't stop. You're like the Energizer bunny when it comes to business. You
Yes,
like, what's next? What's
yes,
next?
yes. Because you
So,
know what?
mhm.
Whatever God tells me to do, I do it. I don't second guess myself no more. I just go for it. I
and you
go for it.
that is a great attitude to have. So that's why you are an author, a speaker, a coach, and an entrepreneur. But why is there always a next for you? What is motivating you to keep going?
You know what? Because I want more. I just want more. After me being through so much, going through so much in my life and over the trials and tribulations, living to paycheck to paycheck, couldn't afford to get my things, the life they wanted, the things that they wanted. And I used to have to tell them, no, mommy, you have to pay this bill. I'll do it on the next check. It when I left my 9 to 5, I said I was never going to look back, and getting into being an entrepreneur, I just go for it. I go
So how
for it.
long ago did you leave your 9 to 5?
That was a long time ago. A long time ago.
So I know this not in the questions, but how was it transitioning from that 9 to 5 to a full-time entrepreneur? Was it rough or did you, now some people walk away and try to make the money to support them, but some people walk away while they making the money to support them. So which person were you?
I was the person to walk away, didn't have very little money, but I actually borrowed money from a friend, and I paid triple back, and I took that money and I invested in myself. And then when I received my income taxes, actually, this is what I did. I borrowed $3,000 and
Mhm.
I paid my friend back 6,000.
Oh
And I
wow.
took that $3,000 and I invested in myself, and I ain't looked back since.
That is awesome. That is,
Yes,
are you still friends with that person?
yes, yes. And they say, you must be doing good because you ain't called me for no loan.
They got some high interest rates.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Yes. And God just has really blessed my life, and I want to be a blessing to others.
Yes. So you got prayer journals out.
Yes.
So tell me about your prayer
My
Journal. You
prayer
just came out
journal,
with it.
yes, I came up with my prayer journal within uh let's say about a month ago.
Okay.
Prior to that, I have mindfulness planners and I have entrepreneurship planners,
Okay.
which with my entrepreneurship planners, it's almost like it's everything that a person needs to prioritize and organize and start their business. Also, how to social media market, how to get paid on all major platforms. All of this is inside my planner. For my prayer journal, it's for our everyday life. I have activities in there.
Mm.
I even have a part for drug addiction.
Oh,
Yes,
that's good. And
yes.
so you have your books. Now
Mhm.
you're tell me about your books. How many books have you written?
I've written four 4 books. I
Four
have,
books.
yes, 4 books. I have The Darkness from Within. I
Hmm.
have The Steps It Took to Get Me to Where I'm at Today. I have my mindfulness planner. Um, and I have I'm coming out, getting ready to come out with a book called Damage. I have,
Damage.
yes, I have an ebook and business on Amazon. So a lot of them are digital. You can, go in there and download it to the ebook. And like again on for the entrepreneurship book that I wrote, you can go and purchase that on Amazon as well.
Okay, good. You're an Amazon person.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am
an
so in
Amazon
awe of
person.
you. Congratulations. And plus, you have a boutique. Now,
Yes,
I connected with you about the boutique because you had got up doing the Sean Fair Leadership Experience Tour at rehearsal. And so
yes.
you was telling us how successful you were in your boutique. So it's a lot of people out there that want to start a boutique like me,
Mhm.
but don't have a clue. We don't know where to find the clothes. I mean, we can be on YouTube all day,
Mhm.
but then it's kind of like hit and miss, and it's like we just need a little bit guidance. But it's like the people that got it don't want to share. But you're different because
Yeah.
you helped me out. You let me know about some vendors and stuff, and usually people want you to pay for that information, but your attitude was so generous, and I know that's why God blesses you so much. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your boutique that you have now.
Uptown Fashion Wear. When I first started Uptown Fashion Wear, it was actually the Couture de Jour boutique. And that was my online store through Big Cartel. It was when I very first started. So what I did was I created an online drop shipping service, which means instead of the product coming to me, it goes directly to the customer.
Okay.
So, however, I say within maybe a month of my online store, sales starting to come in. I started getting sales all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was I started Facebook and Instagram ads with
Okay.
my online store. And see, and I tell people when you starting off in business and you selling your brand,
Mm-hmm.
you don't just want to sell in your city and state. You want to expand it. You want to let the whole world know your brand, what you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage people at all times to sell on all major platforms. If it's Macari, Depop, Etsy, Pinterest, um, Amazon, eBay, get you a business with them and sell, and pay for those ads because it works.
Wow. I need you to move over just a little bit because it's so sunny there in Texas. The
Yes,
sun is
it
coming through.
is.
It's it's raining here, so I'm jealous. I'm seeing all this sunlight, and I'm like, "Oh, she got all our sun. That's why it's dark here." Okay, that's better because I know you want.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so those some of the platforms that you mentioned, I'm quite sure people that's watching have never heard of, but you found this out through just researching. Am I
Yes,
correct?
dude. You know what? The number one key is networking. You have to
Oh,
network. You have to
yes.
network. You have to network and also search. You want
Okay.
to search everything yourself sometimes. Like you said in the beginning, a lot of people don't like to share information, and they'll charge, for what you know.
Mhm.
So um me, I help anyone. It's never a competition or a competitor thing with me. If I can help the next person get to the next level of greatness, I'm all for it.
I like that about you. And that's how I am. I just believe in sharing. It's so much room at the top,
Yes,
and
it
we be
is.
trying to keep people at the bottom. It's like
Yes.
really you're crowding yourself,
Yes.
help people to float up to the top.
Yes.
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 So,
Yes.
how did you find your purpose? And what tips would you like to give those who are still trying to find out what is my purpose in life? They might be doing something now, but they know deep inside it's not really what they want to do.
See, as I tell everyone, it start with change. You have to start changing things within you. You have to change things that's within you. First and foremost, you have to find yourself, find your inner self, meaning find your inner self with goals, your values, your worth. Once you get those things categorized,
Mhm.
your purpose is right next to you. It's going to come to you on what you need to do, but you have to apply yourself correctly. You have to be determined, motivated, inspired. Sometimes people get tired of living from paycheck to paycheck, as I did.
I'm sorry, you didn't see that, did you?
And sometimes you get stuck where you just don't know where to go. And see, many nights I'll say the wee hours of the morning, maybe around 3 for about 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I get up and I pray, and I always have a word with God. See, sometimes you have to listen. He's talking to you. He's telling you your next move. But see, people don't listen. They're not listening. And then you have to get over that fear. You have to get over that fear because people's minds is so full of doubt, being afraid of investing their last and don't think they'll get a turnaround. You can't see, if you go in negative, you're going to come out negative. You got to go in knowing you're going to win. That's what it's all about.
Wow, that is powerful. If you go in negative, you're going to come out negative. And you're right. But we have so many negative thoughts. We might see other people that have walked away from their jobs and they wasn't successful. So we think that's our story, but we really don't know the circumstances. They could have walked away, not been motivated enough in their business, not doing what they're supposed to do. So we don't know. So then we sit and watch and be like, I'm not doing that. And so it's fear. It's all linked to fear.
Yes.
And I heard today on the radio, they said fear and faith cannot exist together. Yes. One is going to override each other, but I think we're so trained to allow fear to take over and get rid of our faith instead of faith like, hey, fear, get out of here, you know?
And see, and that's the number one thing as well. And another thing that people have a hard time, that they need validation from others.
Yes.
You do not need validation from other people to get to the next level of greatness.
Girl, you preaching. You are preaching. I'm telling you.
You do not need it. I just want people to stop and stop. Stop looking for validation. You don't need validation. If it's in your mind and whatever, like I tell everybody, if you can think it, you can do it. If you can think it, you can do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why can't it? Why just, if a person can tell me, give me one reason to why you cannot do it, I'll pay you. I will pay you. There is no reason why there should be, I cannot. Or a person thinking, well, why it can't be me? Why I can't get to that next level? Why I can't be where she at? You can, but you have to find your inner self and apply it and push. You push yourself.
And I like what you said. We don't need validation. I always say we're not parking tickets.
No.
Only parking tickets need validation. Only validation that we do need is God. If God said it, do it. But you got to think about it, Brandi. Why, when we know it's God, we sit up there and be like, well, I don't know. When we know God knows everything, He never lies, He never fails. So it's got to, I am speaking to myself, y'all. So don't be rolling your eyes like we know how you are. I'm being real here. I do that too. You hear God tell you something, you're like, oh, that's good. And you never act on it. But if He's telling you something, He's telling you something that's going to benefit not only you, but generations. Generations.
And you want to set the way for your children, for your grandchildren, but I have my children and I'm laying everything out for them. Everything, and this is what I always wanted. You have to create the life you dream of living. And it's possible. I don't care what age you're at. It's possible. It's possible for everybody in the world. But you have to change. You have to start within yourself. You have to be humble. You have to learn how to forgive. You have to learn how to love. And you have to learn how to share.
Yes, that last part is important. Don't just get it and be like, it's mine.
Yes.
Think about it. Children do that.
Yes.
It's my toy.
Yes.
I'm not sharing. But we are adults. If you can't share, if you can't help somebody else get where you are, then you still have in your heart that selfishness, that all about me. And then most people like, well, I had to learn it hard. So why make your brother and sister come behind you? Why make they way hard? God might have elevated you so you can help people people have a gentle step up instead of the
Yes.
hard step up that you had. Trust me, if they get where you at, they
Mm-hmm.
still had to go through something. It just might have been different than what you
Yes.
had to go through. So,
Yes.
how important is being professional with your brand and how you advertise your business? Remember, we talked about this one.
Yes. See, first and foremost, a lot of people not probably want to have some things to say about this, but I gotta say it. You cannot be ghetto by pushing your brand. You just can't. You have to set all that ghetto stuff to the side. That's the number one thing with us Black folks. Ghetto. Can't be like that. People are not going to want to do business with you at all, whatsoever. If you pushing your brand on Facebook or Instagram, or you never know who's watching you. You never know who friend requests you're accepting. You never know, people, a lot of people, I have a big following system. Half of the people I don't even know. They just heard of me. But I don't want to give them the wrong impression. When they come on my page, I'm going to always be professional by all means. A lot of people don't do that. One day you see they pushing a brand, they opening up clothing stores or even doing nails or whatever the case may be, whatever business it is. And then you turn around and you look up, you see be this and H that and mother if and all this and all that. People not gonna want to do no business. You gotta get it together. And your brand is you. You are the brand. You are the brand. So therefore, do you want to? If I look at a person's post and I see a person say, I seen a person post the other day, no one ever wants to support me. Don't know, it's okay. Family don't have to support me. Friends don't have to support me. It's okay. So somebody want to support me. But then you have to go back and look at the drama you are creating on your posts. You're not going to get business like that. You're too drama.
I agree. I
Yes.
totally agree
That is
with
the
you.
number one thing, and I hate seeing it. I really do. And sometimes I still will support, but I also try to tell people, you have to leave that side behind Facebook and Instagram. When you pushing your brand, you gotta set that to a side. You
Yes.
can't push your brand and be like that.
Yes. People don't understand this word is almost distinct. Professional.
Perfect.
When you are a business owner, no
Mhm.
matter what you selling, you
Mhm.
have to be professional. There's people out there that have did services for me or did service with other people. And I went on their page and I was like, oh, I can't do business with them. They smoking weed, they're
Mhm.
cussing, all this, or I can't recommend them to. I might do business with you, but I would never recommend you to people. And most people, when I recommend somebody, they will do business with them based upon, okay, Kay gives good recommendation. I failed on a few, but
Mhm.
9 times out of 10. But if I go to your page and I see cuss words and or you halfway naked and you're
Mhm.
supposed to be selling, even if you're selling sexy clothes, it's
Mhm.
still a way to do it,
Yes.
show that clothes off. I won't recommend nobody to you. I just
Yes.
want. So you're right. You got to watch your music. You got to watch your post. You got to save your drama for your phone and your text message or your inbox. It's okay
Mhm.
to inbox somebody and go off. Your page has to be clean and professional. So,
Yes.
yes, Brandy, I agree with you. We need to step it up. Ghetto and business does not mix. Even if you
Yes.
ghetto and you like, oh, I'm making that change. But look
Mhm.
who you dealing with. You dealing with
Mhm.
people that's bringing you
Mhm.
drama,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if you like that, that's fine. But if you really
And
want to
see
make it to
what
the top, you got to
that
be
ghetto,
professional.
that ghetto,
Yes.
I'll tell you, being that ghetto that they bringing, they only gonna get the people that's gonna complain about prices. If they
Yes.
clean up, if they clean up their Facebook and their Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna attract people that don't mind spending what they
Yes.
asking for.
Yes. I totally agree with you.
Yes.
So we're going to take a 2-minute break. So
All right.
During the 2 minute break, Brandy is going to give you some information about her business, contact information. She's just going to talk about just her business piece, like a commercial. But when we come back, so that you'll hold on, she's going to begin to tell us about the double tragedy that happened to her in one day and what has and how it has driven her to be the woman she is today. So y'all don't want to go away. So Brandy, I turn it over to you while I check what they're saying on social media. Go right
All
ahead,
right
girl.
then. So if you guys need to contact me, you can contact me via social media, Facebook, Brandi Sholar or Brandi the author. Instagram is Brandi the author. I'm on LinkedIn as Brandi Sholar. Also, you can Google me, brandisholar.com. It'll take you right to my site. Thank you guys so much for listening and hearing me. I appreciate you.
Oh, great, great, great. So is your entrepreneur journal, is that digital or is that paper?
You know what? I'm so sorry. The entrepreneurship journal and the planners, those are digital. They can be print. They can print them out as soon as they pay. They able to print it right then and there. And you can go on Etsy.com and type in Rich Soul Enterprise, all uppercase.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. So I have some of her links. If you're a look up in our posting section, you will see some of her links so that you can find and connect with her. So now this is the second part of our show. So I'm excited about this part. Get your tissue out. Because I'm
No.
telling you, this story is heartbreaking. I admire her courage to even share it with y'all. It's a hard thing for her to do. So, Brandy, you were a speaker in the Sean Fair Leadership Experience Tour. We both were. Was it awesome for you?
It was awesome.
Yes, I mean,
Yes.
totally life changing everything. We
Yes.
connected with so many people that, I
Yes.
mean, these women are not just doing one thing. These women bring so much to the table. They
So much.
can't have a little table. They need one of those
We need a big
long
table.
dining
As I
tables.
say, I'm currently building my $1 billion round table.
Oh,
I
billion. You sound like you know Art Cartwright. You talking about the
do
billion?
know Art Curry.
Oh, wait a minute. We gotta switch up. So you've been the Global
Yes,
Empowerment
I have.
Ministry?
Yes.
Oh, really?
That's how I learned how to talk to vendors.
Y'all look at this. That's my pastor. I know I've been gone a year, but that's my pastor.
Okay.
Yes, yes. His sister Tiffany was just on the show. So you know what? I wonder if we even saw each other. When was you going?
Yeah, we probably have. I haven't been there in a while. I'll say none of this year. I
But
have
you were
been there,
going
but
before
I was
then.
going. Yes.
So I probably saw you and you probably
Mhm.
saw me.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, y'all,
Yes.
this is such a small world. Because
Yes.
Mr. Art Cartwright teaches people how to start their own business and everything. That's
Yes.
why you're so good at what you do.
Yes.
Brandy, you didn't tell me this. So we're gonna get back to your story. Your story that you shared with us at the Leadership Experience Tour. You talked about your past abuse and a life-changing double tragedy that happened to you in March. Could
Yes.
you share some of what you talked about with us?
Yes. Years ago, my children, when my daughters and my son, they were, children, very small at the time. My son, around the time was maybe like 6 or 7 years old. However, I ended up meeting a guy and um, we got married. We had children, 3 girls, 3 beautiful girls. Good man. He was a good man in the beginning
Mm.
until he got hooked on drugs. He suffered a bad drug addiction, which will cause him to hallucinate and and be thinking that and paranoia, which will cause him to take it out on me because he would think like I'm setting him up, or he would see beam lights through the vents and like someone shooting, pointing a gun at him, and the beam light is on him, this is what he'll be visualizing, thinking. This is his part of his hallucination. And so he would hold me and my children in the room for days until his high came down. If we needed to use the bathroom, if I needed to cook us something to eat, he have to be with us, and he's still paranoid, high, peeking, looking. You see that? In the midst of me cooking, So moving forward, this particular time he came home, I had just prepared supper for the children, and I was laying down watching TV, and he started taking my clothes off, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And he just started smelling me. And next thing I know, he went to take the pillow and put it over my face to suffocate me. And he was just kept telling me die. He wanted me to die. And so when I felt like I was at my last breath, I was able to, I don't know where I got this strength from, but I was able to lift him and kind of throw him off me and ran down the stairs. So I had to get my children up, wake them up, so we can leave, run out the house, because he just tried to kill me. He's already have put nails in a 2x4. As me and the kids are running out of the door, he just started beating me with it. I fell to the ground. I kind of, I covered my face like this, like as a shield, but he got me everywhere. He broke both of my wrists. He nicked me in my neck, which I have a mark here on the side of my neck, which one of the nails went through. He beat me really bad with those nails in the 2x4. So I was pretty much they had to cast me and my arms and whatnot, because that's pretty much what he had broken, my wrists and things like that, because I was shielding. A lot of the other marks of my body, it was okay, but I was just bruised pretty bad. So after that, he did go to jail. I left him alone. He ended up, when he got out of jail, during this time, I tried to hold on to my marriage. I tried to, like I said in the speech and at the speaking tour, that I wanted to give my kids a 2-parent home. And this is why I stayed, going through with him through drug treatment programs, family counseling, thinking it's going to get better, thinking he was going to be the man that I met before all of this. And it got worse. He beat me with a monkey wrench in my knees because he seen that I had money in my bank account and I didn't give him any, And see, like I tell everybody, we often feel sorry for our abusers. We do. We feel that we can help them. We feel like if we just love them a little bit more, that they would change and accept us and see that we that we love them unconditionally. It doesn't work. It does not work. You cannot, if a guy hit you, it's not love. If he mentally abuse you, it's not love. If he physically abuse you, it's not love. My mother and my dad, I have got whoopings by my mother, but I have never been beaten on by a man other than him. My dad has never beat me or whooped me, not even with a belt. That's not love. That is not love. So, it's so many people out here stuck on this that they just have to, what's the word I'm looking for? They have to feel sorry for their abuser. It's something that they was missing in their childhood, that they feel that you have to be the girlfriend and the mother. No, you can't. So moving forward in my situation, I ended up leaving him. I left that situation. I couldn't do it no more. It started getting worse. I couldn't keep nothing. I couldn't keep a house. Either he'd take the rent money, or he busting out the windows, or he kicking the doors in. It's something he doing to why me and my kids couldn't live stable. So I had to let it go. Moving forward, down the line, I met my new husband, Marquel Sholar, which I know Marquel since I was 11 years old. I was a little girl when I was around Marquel. We grew up together. However, life took us in separate directions. We end up seeing each other in my teenage years and then in my adult life. My adult life, I was going through the divorce with my ex-husband. Me and Marquel end up dating, and then we had a little girl. She's 5 now. And he was just everything. He was everything. And Marquel was so much to me because I feel he saved me from my ex-husband. He pulled me out of that situation. Not saying like he was a rebound to forget that marriage, but he saved me. He pulled me away from that. And so Marquel, yeah, he was my best friend. We was like Bonnie and Clyde. We was two peas in a pot. You couldn't tell us nothing. We partied together, we hang together, we roll together. We was a package deal, honey. Okay, so on March 10th, well, let me go back. March the 8th. Mm-hmm. Was it March 8th? No, it was April, the end of April. It was middle of April. I found out I was pregnant. I didn't feel I was ready. I didn't really want any more children because I know I was elevating in my life. And Marquel wanted the baby. Then I wanted the baby. I wanted it, and then I don't know. I wasn't sure.
Got you.
However, we was excited because I just thought I was done with children. So it was a surprise for me. Marquel say, "We keeping that baby." I said, "Okay, well, we keeping that baby." Okay, let me call and schedule my prenatal visit. So I start having complications. It will come and go. I start having complications with the pregnancy. So on March 8th, I scheduled, March 8th, I started noticing spotting. Uh-huh. On March 10th, that morning, I went to the doctor for my prenatal exam, and they told me that I lost the baby and that I had to have a D&C done on that Friday. So I called Marquel and I said, "Well, Marquel, unfortunately, we losing the baby. The baby stopped growing. That's why, I'm bleeding and, so forth." And he say, wow. So he was very hurt. He was really brokenhearted. I was too, because we wanted our baby. So me and Marquel, I didn't talk to him until later that night. Then we hooked up because he had some work to do. We hooked up, went to his friend's house, and however, Marquel ended up getting killed that night by his friend. Marquel was shot and killed. And, it was like my heart, it's like my heart just splattered. It's like a empty space there, a void. Someone you with for 10 years, someone you call your best friend, your partner, your protector, because he want to protect me by any means, and he was a loving father, and he loved my children that wasn't even his. He took on them as if they were his own, and to not have that anymore, to wake up and he's gone, so in my life, I have been through so much. And this is only half of what I'm telling. It's a lot. It's a lot, and
I can't imagine
yes,
losing your child and your husband
and my husband.
in a matter of hours,
In the
honestly.
matter of hours. In the matter of hours. I had just posted on Facebook, March 10th, I posted and told everybody that I had lost my baby.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody was, I'm so sorry, and and whatnot. The very next day, I had to post. Not only did I lose my baby on March 10th, but I lost my husband in the same day that night. That night.
That's devastating.
It's very devastating.
That's devastating. I remember in your speech you said that you and the kids was walking to the car
Yes,
when
we were
you
walking.
heard
Mhm.
the shot. And the
Yes,
fact that it was a friend is just,
yes. A
mind
friend
blown.
who he with all the time. A friend who, he been knowing for a long time, you
You
know,
just
and
never know.
a friend who have been in our house, who I
Mm.
sat at our table, you know, and as me and my children, walking to our car, thinking what he just told me, he told us to go ahead and leave, that he
Yes.
gonna be okay. Go ahead and go home. He gonna be all right. Yes, they had an argument.
Yeah.
Yes, they pushed each other back and forth. They grabbed each other's shirts. But this is what they do. This is what they do when they play poker, because that's
Yeah.
what it was about, poker. This is what they do. So my husband, anytime he go and play cards, I'm not going, because
Yeah.
for one, they always arguing, or it
Mm-hmm.
take too long to find out who gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'll be sitting there bored because I don't play cards.
But you know
So
what, Brandy?
after, hmm,
You know what? Thank God at least you was there for his last moment.
yeah,
You know.
mhm,
I mean, you have to think about it. Like you say, any other time you wouldn't have been there with him, but that time you was there for him. And I'm just praying for healing for you. Your family had to be traumatic for your children. I'm even praying for the man that did this because
yeah,
the enemy had him on that night. And I'm quite sure if you haven't forgiven him, that you're working on forgiving him, because this is a hard thing to do when somebody
it is,
really hurt you and take somebody you love. I know.
yeah,
I know,
yeah.
so it's hard.
Especially when I don't have the closure or answer to
Yeah.
why. Because he had time to clear his mind, as well as my husband had time to clear his mind. So
Yes.
what happened when I walked out the door is what I will forever hold in my mind. I will always think about what happened,
Yeah.
why, how did it lead to a gunfire, you know, and that's something I think about all the time. But God is really working in my life, and he's soothing me.
Yes.
I turn to motivation, affirmations, and actually I just launched, well, I'm sorry, on July 19th I will be
Hmm.
launching Elevated Elegance Candle Company, which is in
Yes.
remembrance of my husband.
So this actually, you actually took your pain and you
Yes.
branded your pain because you were making candles now. But what's unique about your candles? Tell everybody what's very unique about them. They're just not regular candles.
No, they're
Yeah.
not. My candles come from everyday life, everything that I ever been through in my life, healing heart, letting go, blessing my home,
Mhm.
anxiety. But each candle means something with a good affirmation to go with it. And it comes with specific instructions on how to use it, how
Mhm.
to meditate over it,
Mhm.
and manifest things in your life.
That is awesome. Well, Brandy, we come to the end of the show, and all I can say, everything that you have shared with us tonight has been powerful. It has been impactful. And even though our hearts is saddened by all the tragedy that you have been through, but have you ever thought that you had to go through all this to get that
Mhm.
strength that you have now? You
Mhm.
know, God uses our pain for his purpose.
You
And
know what?
mhm,
What I think about all the things that I'm going through or
mhm,
been through or getting through
mhm,
is what my grandmother and my mom tried to stop in the beginning, meaning generational curses.
Mm.
See, my mother and my grandmother wanted it to stop with me.
Uh-huh.
My grandmother didn't want me going through the things that my mom went through or things that I seen my mom go through. My mother didn't want that to happen to me. So she
Mhm.
tried to stop that in the beginning. And now, as I'm older and all the things that I've been through in my life,
Mhm.
it goes back to what my mother and grandmother tried to teach me before it started.
Oh, wow. Well, keep breaking those generational curses. I'm
Yes,
glad you brought that up because a lot of things that's happening in our life is
yes,
generational. It might
yes,
not even be our fault,
yes,
but it's just things that are happening. So we have to break it, we have to bind it up, and we have to loose the great things that God has planned for us. So, Brandy,
yes.
I want to thank you for being on the Ruby Girl Talk. I
You're
enjoyed our
welcome.
talk. I enjoyed your
Yes.
spirit. I thank you so much for your help. I
And I
thank you
thank
for
you for having me.
it is my pleasure. So I just want to say to everybody that's out there, I will be back next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. with another guest. I am trying to interview everybody I met on a leadership experience tour. These are powerful women. We only had two men that spoke that was part of our group, but it was just amazing, these women's stories. So I thank you for watching tonight. Brandy, I wish you the best in life. You already at the top. I'm coming, girl. I'm climbing. I'm
Yeah,
coming.
that's all right. And I'm gonna take your hand and pull you with me. It's
Hey,
okay.
I'm coming,
I got
y'all.
you.
So I want to say to everybody, thank you so much. Like I said, I will be back next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brandy, I wish you the best in life. I want us to stay connected, girl. I love you so much. So
I love
this
you
is
too.
Kay, your favorite Ruby girl, signing off for the night. Everybody, I want you just to have a wonderful night, and I will see you next week. So good night from me and Brandy.
Good night.